super prepared for Mac not playing today because we couldn't use that as an excuse for this ball game.
Mighty Mouse really working here.
Jimmy makes his move. Alapag off the glass. It's good.
What a second half for Jimmy Alapag.
Here's Alapag for three. Yes, sir!
In game 1, LA Tenorio manhandled our point guards, and that's why I issued a big challenge to both Jimmy and Jason to come out and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Let him settle.
Yes, sir. That's a three.
Take defense. Every possession, come back, take defense, guys.
You know, that's what a series is. Teams coming in, punching, making a counter punch, and then figuring out in the end which of the players really comes out to execute and make big plays.
Adjustments were made by the guards of Talking Tex, but you know, nothing like a series that's currently tied at 1 game apiece on a Sunday night. Just like the other one earlier, which almost went into overtime. Both Alaska and Talking Tex have tinkered with their game since Friday because they know that a win in Game 3 could be pivotal, and history has shown that teams that win Game 3, 75% of them have gone on to win the semifinal round and march on into the finals. And I like what Chuck Reyes said. It's actually one team throwing a punch and the counter-attack by the other. That's why you call it a series. And that is exactly what he said.
Is that Coach Chott or you said? I couldn't tell.
Sometimes in my sleep I hear Vincent Reyes, so actually.
Well, he's totally right. And, you know, two of the best coaches in the PBA, Coach Chott, Coach Tim, guys who understand the game, guys who've led their teams to championships. Interestingly, two close friends who both know how to make adjustments and to prepare for each one's counterpunch. So well said by Coach Chott there.
Let's take a look at the numbers. In the first game, it was won by Alaska by 16, but Talking Tex roared back in the second game, winning it by 6.
Well, it's a series, 1-1. Who knows? Maybe Game 7, we'll see. But Game 3, ever important. The numbers, really the two bottom numbers jump out at me. Both teams scoring relatively close, shooting the ball relatively well from 3 and from the field, but the free throws of Talking Tex have obviously been a problem. 54%, way too low. Alaska shooting the ball well. And turnovers for Alaska, the triangle offense, very effective, gets a lot of shots, but sometimes this team is a little bit turnover prone. And again, you can't score if you don't get a shot, so we'll see how turnovers and shooting the ball from the free throw line play out in this game today.
The guard play has been significant, and that's why we brought in Alex Compton today to sort of help us understand why this is happening. Jimmy Alapag, nothing in the first half, then explodes in the second half. All of his points happening in the second half, and helping along were Castro and Reyes. Interestingly enough, all three had 6 points only, and then in the first game, and then jump out in the second game and produce double that.
Well, I have a lot of respect for LA Tenorio, tremendous point guard, but he's got his hands full in this series. Jimmy Alapag, Jason Castro, and Ryan Reyes really stepping up in Game 2, responding to the challenge that Coach Chott spoke about earlier and providing points, providing assists, shooting the ball from the outside very well. And these are three guys who aren't just great point guards, but really leaders and winners. So a good challenge for LA in this series.
And LA Tenorio, there will be a slight dip in his numbers if you take a look at the numbers from Game 1 going into Game 2. And that's why Alaska had to make some changes in their lineup as well, because you have to keep in mind, Tenorio entered this series already with an injury coming out of the Ginebra series, and he's played tons of minutes.
Yeah, well, he's got to play tons of minutes. Really one of the best pure point guards in the PBA. LA Tenorio has been such a catalyst for this Alaska team. And again, he's got his hands full. Didn't have a terrible game, didn't have a great game, but when you're going up against three great point guards, as we just showed in Reyes, Castro, and Alapag, it's going to be quite a battle on your hands. And LA getting really the lower end, the worst end of that matchup in Game 2.
In the second game, Alaska stepped on the gas pedal in the first half, and part and parcel, for a huge chunk of that first half, was led by Joe Devance. However, in the second half, he was not there for them as he failed to score anything in the crucial second.
Well, you know, part of this is that Joe Devance was on fire in the first half, obviously. 16 points and a half for any player, tremendous output. And then part of it is probably what Coach Chott said. At halftime, you have a chance to make adjustments. And I'm sure they talked about, hey, we can't let Devance get off here again and score another 16 points, get on fire. And so maybe Joe was shut down a little bit, maybe credit the defense of Talking Tex, but nonetheless, he is an integral part of this Alaska team. They're going to really need him here in Game 3.
Okay, and our colleagues on the floor, Leah Cruz will report about Alaska, and Gino Rufino will take it for the other side, the Tropang Texters. Ladies first, let's start with Leah.
Thanks. Seb. Now, Coach Tim Cone actually admitted to me before the game that they were caught a bit off guard when the Tropang Texters slowed down the pace in Game 2. They didn't really push the ball, and basically they beat the Aces at their own ball game. Now, he said they lost because they really lost their discipline and their defensive mindset in the second half. So today they really have to come out with a better defensive mindset, get back to basics, and execute that triangle. Now, he says Talking Tech is really such a talented team. They can try 5, maybe 6 different approaches, different attacks, and it'll all work. Now, for more on Talking Tech, Gino Rufino.
Thanks, Ms. Crucifier. I caught up with Coach Chot Reyes before the game, drawing up plays on his new iPad. How about that? Technology, don't you love it? And he admitted that Game 1 of the series was a rude awakening for the team. It was really only during that game when they felt that they were in the playoffs after a month off. In Game 2, they relied on a strong second half as they were able to contain LA Tenorio as well as the second unit of Alaska. Today, they hope to control LA once again, not just his scoring, but also his playmaking. Aside from controlling showtime, Coach Chot said they need to start the game strong, get defensive stops so they can get out in transition, and of course, to be able to counter whatever Coach Tim Cone throws at them. 7, Alex?
Thank you very much. And Gino, I advise you to be careful also because Leah has 1 million fans.
Yeah.
And, you know.
She's got more fans than many of the players in this league.
I agree. But they're having fun, the two of them. Pleasure to work with them. But Alex, you've been in a semifinals and a series. Is there something about playing the same team night after night? As we take a look at the two coaches smiling right now, but later on they won't be smiling. Does fatigue set in, or do you know the opponent too well? What are the factors that come into play here?
Well, fatigue is probably a reality, but it's superseded by the reality that you want to win so much. And sometimes, even if you're running on fumes and adrenaline, you're going to be coming with the most intensity that you've had all year in this type of playoff situation. So it's never an excuse. And then the other thing I really think is, particularly when you have coaching staffs that are so talented as these two coaching staffs are, they'll come up with great game plans. They'll know what to do and how to throw the counter punches. Now it's going to be up to the players to hold to that discipline and execute the things that those coaches saw, the game plan, the adjustments that they made in each game in a series.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to this Sunday's second game as we continue with the 2010 PBA Fiesta Conference. It is game number 3 of the semifinals between the Talking Tex Tropang Texters and the Alaska Aces. And now, please welcome the starting lineup of your Talking Tex Tropang Texters. At guard, number 3, Jimmy Alapag. At 2 guard, number 17, Jason Castro. At center, number 5, Sean Daniels. At small forward, number 20, Jared Dillinger. And at power forward, number 33, Ranidel de Ocampo. Head coach of the Tropang Texters is Chot Reyes. And now, please welcome the starting lineup of your Alaska Aces. Starting at guard, number 5, L.A. Tenorio. At shooting guard, number 3, Cyrus Bergio. At center, number 7, Sonny Voss. At small forward, number 38, Joe Devance. Yeah, power forward number 34, Diamond Simpson. Head coach of the Aces is Tim Cone. Our referees for this contest are Boy Cruz, Cesar Zambrano, and Jun Marame with Jono as alternate referee.
The 10 gentlemen who will start this ball game. We've got a good crowd with us here despite the sudden, hindi lang showers, sudden downpour of rains, and we hope you're snug, nestled in, embracing somebody you like, and throw away the remote. You won't need that right now. As Chot Reyes is dressed for the weather as usual, and Tim Cone in his standard issue shirt and tie. And here we go. Our referees, by the way, are Cruz, Zambrano, Marabe, and we are underway with game number 3. Baguio attacks quickly, and the baseline is wide open.
Good execution right off the triangle, off of the up screen. Nobody there for the help defense on the drive. Cyrus read it, and his man forced him baseline, but there was no help there for that layup.
Baguio, interestingly enough,